Welcome back to 111, ladies and gentlemen. In the previous chapter, I got my first of what I imagine will be probably many bad ends, given how this game seems to be. Because I went to the cliff and I went tumbling down. Okay, so let's see here. Definitely don't want to go to that area. That's just sickening to me. Searching for what's her name again? Let me see. Searching for Linda, yeah. So I'm pretty sure yeah, Linda was the one who was lost. I walked toward the pier, trying not to slip on the wet grass. Wonder where the others went. They were gone in a matter of seconds. Naturally, I'm not surprised because in this weather it's hard to see my own figures in the outstretched hand. After getting pretty cold, to my delight, I saw a small house and decided to get warm inside and see if our missing girl was there as well. Thin bulb illuminated, colored warehouse full of locksmith's tools. Let's see, can any of these be? No? Pincers, saws, and hammers and plow. Workbench, no, we probably leave a fish collision voluntarily. Okay. Gasoline cans were in the corner. There were bars covering the windows, which is strange considering there's no lock on the door. So I'd stick around for a while. Yeah, maybe Linda would see the light of the lamp. Actually, I just wanted to take a break and drop a little. After a while, the door hit the screen again. Turned around, Silk and White Robert walked into the barn. Throwing my questions there, he walked through the cells, started going through the local junk. Robert, what are you doing here? Well, I'm looking for something warm and soft. It needs a child. Here it is. Robert pulled out a piece of tarpaulin and wrapped himself around it like a bucket. I mean, why don't you go outside? Why'd you go outside? It's like you wanted to go. All this kind of weather, though, I prefer to be separated from by a window. But I thought the storm would like all the boats, flip them over, break them up, bring them to the shore. Maybe want to see. Do you realize how weird that sounds? What's up with your boats? Oh, they're not mine. They're probably belong to Henry. At least his messages to the company said the house and everything around it, probably. You know these businessmen, and they're everything honestly. For some reason, they register everything in the names of relatives or friends with the name of firms. It's perfectly fine. Robert, I get your point. What about the boats? Boats went all right. Probably the water's risen a lot, and they're floundering in the water. Waves is a dozen yards from the shore. I see you've discovered a prophetic gift. Clairvoyance is the magical ability to receive information about events that is not destined to happen. I don't think I possess it. I had a dream once, however. There was thick smoke, and I was still around, and gouges of flame bursting from the ground. In the morning when I woke up, my palms were covered in ash. Oh, wait a minute, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, speaking of dreams and such, I had a dream that this was a week or so back. Just tested it out today. I had a dream that I envisioned a new character, Steam Gooey. He's the long lost undead steampunk brother of Svengooey. And I just was able today for the first time to test it out because I didn't have face paint to do that, but it just arrived today. And so I took a picture of myself doing that, and I'll put it right here. And 2 weeks from today, as we're recording this, I'm gonna be going to a horror convention, and I'm gonna be doing that as like a cosplay. I can't wait to do that. It's gonna be so much fun. Why is so mean with both these? Cause see if I can hit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, none of them work. Cause I think that could be possible that this kind of thing happened. I guess this one. Yeah. I would change that to +1. Interesting. Man with silver hair is tall and thin, wearing a long black cloak, seems to float along with him. Speaks as long when he uses weird plays. It's not clear what he's insulting and praising you. Private, mysterious, he controls his emotions and feelings. His loneliness is his defense. He seems to be care about all his own neck. So she queen. Okay. Huh. I guess that's like a friendship thing then. Kind of like in Arcade Spirits, which I'll put the link to in the description again, as well as the Wound of War project, where that's supported. Because in that, you're trying to raise like statistics for friendship. Even if you don't actually date the person, you try to raise their friendship at least in that game. No, there's nothing to do here. I think we should go back. Okay, yeah, here we go. No, that doesn't work. I can only use this. Here we go. Yeah, I want to see what's around here. Waves of big two people roam to get to the shore along the so-called waistline already formed. Scarred seaweed, debris, flags ripped off the pier, several overturned birds lay along the shoreline. Bombers raised by the boats being all right turn has been put into exaggeration. Log periodically disappeared under the water, and piles of protruding above its level peeked out from the waves. Piles of cliffs, small fishing boats and motorboats could have easily been washed ashore more and more firmly. So the boats rattled scraped against each other. Sometimes when the water receded before the next wave hit, a sunken boat could be seen under the blue strata. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Of course, no one in the right mind would have run this weather. Therefore, without wasting time, I hurried back. Returned to the restaurant and found myself in the long way of warmth. At one fell sound, the door slammed at the same time. They all would stare at me until I finally Henry said, "What took you so long? Wait, are you alone?" Yeah, I was back in. No, we thought you two were missing too, but since you're back, only Robert's missing. I'm at the warehouse at the wharf. Robert decides looking over. So I went, got a blanket of the cells wrapped around him, and went back to your place. I never saw him again. Whoops, damn. And you let him go all alone? Are you serious? We can blow him away. What have you been doing? Yeah, that's how I feel. And for that matter, how did you let him out of the house this weather without a raincoat? All I want is to find Lit, and I'm not concerned with anything else right now. It's just that your head slipped from my fingers because the deceased is not here. Which means that search continues. 10 years. 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 at me. Every single one of them seemed to be thinking something in their head, but then they say, so now, Henry, you need to know everything. I agree. I don't even know where to start. We found Linda. She's dead. That's what I was hinting about earlier on. What? Are you kidding me? It's no joke. She was murdered. Slowly looked around everyone in the room. No, this wasn't a joke. A real murder here on this island. During the storms of nature itself created the perfect setting for a nightmare. Where did you find her? My God, where did you find her? Found her in the smoking room about a half hour ago. There's so much blood. Okay. Crimson Storm is a good headline. David, please have some compassion. I know, right? Damn. Rest in peace, little one. I arrived there with tourists sitting here. Soon as someone was staying, we're not alone on this island. So, I didn't leave. It's possible that some of the tourists decided to stay behind on the island. So the killer's out there, and we're safe here. It doesn't mean anything. There are actually a lot of tourists here, and locals often walk along the coast and look at the lighthouse, but the murderers... Goosebumps ran up and down my skin. But murder sits to the top and frightened. I was speechless for a moment. Never thought I'd react this way. I always thought that if something like this happened to me, it'd be like a rock, calmly facing and cutting through the waves of madness and fear. Trying to hide my confusion, I looked around. Beyond the end was exchanging thoughts with an icy calmness. She was discussing cotton corridor, oblivious to the fear in the other's eyes. Henry and I seemed to pay no attention at all to the event. They continued to talk about as casually as they would talk about the weather indoors and the restaurant's customers. Maybe some maniac or a serial killer. They all moving away from us, sitting blankly on the couch by the fireplace. Kids slowly sit around them and watch the mess. You mean there was a plan? Stay around to... What, like Jack the Ripper? We wait for this kind of weather to stay on town before we sail everyone? Yes, I don't do how to plan murder. The weather and staying will make this investigation very difficult and we have lost away all the evidence. It's an interesting point there, yeah. Oh gosh! It's becoming increasingly anxious. The situation resembled a plot of a cheap detective story with all the evidence that was for us, not fiction. Everything was happening in reality, and the threat was more than real. Suddenly, Amelia creaked up from the castle mode towards the stairway room. So what do we do now? See in the dirt there? Van pointed around the direction of the wall beyond, which was the smoking room. Yeah, the girl's in the smoking room. Can you move the body? No way. I understand it's a scary situation. However, if she was killed, it's a crime scene. We had better stay away from it. As a point, yeah. Exactly. To the police, we'd always suspects. They could be fingerprints, footprints, anything. We can't touch the body and take it anywhere. It's not a body. She's a living person. Her name was Linda, and I spoke to her just an hour ago. I guess I understand you. We can't help her and we'll only complicate the investigation. Henry kept his cool. This is obvious in such extreme situations with nothing new to do. Just began to search around the restaurant. Someone was clearly missing. Robert Rudy. He hasn't come back yet, so where is he? One of the people in this questions they know the answer to. When I came to the windows, she could see something moving night. Mandel looked all the way under the table as if Robert might be playing hide and seek with us. Mary sat up with her feet on the couch, still looking at her bag. It's like a lazy pulled out a gum and soda, headed straight toward the door. Ah, damn it. What happened? The rest of us were scared. Guess they too need time to digest the news like me. Interesting. Since I'm not sure how many chances I'll have, since just me as Amanda missing, just saw her at the table near she's all in their glasses. Just take him off, go somewhere. That's weird. Oh, cool, nice. I can go everywhere. I think grads with that contents bag on the table. I'm like most men, never cease to be amazed at how much useless junk has stuff in there. There you go, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure, yeah. Much. I can make a claim up, because that just seems like not necessarily accusatory, but yeah, and yeah. You see which way? Oh, jeez. You see which way Robert went? You must have understood that would not. If he's doing something with me. Okay, interesting. Yeah, let's see this here. Excuse me? No, I'm just feeling anxious. So she first said, just in case. The one who's under immense stress, it's not surprising you forgot about both of them. Could we blame for that? Do you think one of us could be the killer? Yeah, it does seem that way. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I hope so too, but, it does seem as if it could be that way. Hope you're wrong. You people are feeling hesitate. You must start seeing each other every. You must stay united and support each other no matter what. Make sure to keep watch while I have one. We need to be sensitive to taking this time. Careful, you. I'm not as causes. You can always talk to me if you need to. There's no need to be embarrassed. Everyone is struggling to keep together. Okay, just to see what this does. I guess if you say Linda. I don't remember. Honestly, I'm inside myself, trying to remember something useful I can. Where were you at the time of the murder? I was in the parking lot at the time of the murder. I was on my way home, but the bridge was already flooded. I was been at the restaurant when it happened. Okay, then. Interesting. It's the most interesting game. Seems all those present white games unaffected by the terrible news he was seeing at the same place. Okay, I wish he could without seeing the others. Yeah. What's that? Damn it, I keep getting these wrong. Let's see if I can. Okay. Torture the TV remote control. That's the just way to put it. Torture the TV remote control. Switch all the available channels one by one. Now and then the sound was lost. Now and then the picture is broken. Apparently the wind sometimes look like antenna. Okay, where was the last time he saw her? You see which way I went? Oh, dear, Alexander, okay, I was getting barely made it to the White House. Tells me it's gone to check what's inside. To search what's in the jeans, I was pulled with a wave, almost washed me down. I turned around and Alexander was laughing. Laughing! On the verge of life and death. I don't know where he is, but I saw it seen him. Yeah, alright. Martin, have you seen Linda with anyone after the days? I can't answer that question without my lawyer. Come on, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I haven't seen him anywhere since the days. That so was I. I ask you, time of the murder. Waiting for my driver to pull up and call me back. So stuck in the TV the whole time waiting for my driver to come back. You can ask or not. But listen, do you actually think I could do such a thing? That's funny. You know, once we were on our way to a barbecue and we ran over a poor rabbit, still nightmares about it. I now can't imagine how much time I have to spend chasing that nightmare. Okay, are you looking for a cartoon sound? Yeah, okay, something distracting. Everyone here is nervous and we need to relax. Although, on the other hand, you can't relax. All partying, but there's one thing I can't stand, it's funerals. And you know what the worst part is? People want to memorize besides themselves and go negativity. They burst in with a smile, make a few jokes, they all look at you as just create holy relics. Does the cease really want as long as talk around looking grimmer in the crowd for a week? I'm sure I'm here. I'm sure everyone is having some sort of joke about running around in his head about tomorrow morning, but he holds back because he can't. It's rude, it's unethical, it's taxing, terrifying, infuriating. No, I say tax now because that's what taxes do, and also a way to cover up that word. Mostly because that's what taxes do, they shouldn't exist. It's theft. I think to start off the process, you have to get an evidence first. Motives, possibilities, and other detective stuff. Better yet, you should ask the bartender. When she was young, they used to have all kinds of crime shows, you know? CSI, for example. What do you personally think? What do I think? I guess you don't have to be a genius point to figure it out, but I was saying with him, but except for him, everyone acted according to the plan. He went alone to the wharf. Correction. He said he went to the wharf. Where was he really? We have no idea. And Martin, see ships? Do you realize if they say such nonsense, they'll put you to the insane asylum? It's very convenient images for dog compares. We played Mafia to kill my principal because you know it was expected sometimes. Turns out Martin has a witness at the time of the murder. But we don't know exactly what had happened. Okay. Interesting. Alright, wait, yeah, I didn't speak to him yet. Alexander put his sneakers at the trial to the radiator, which those screws in the order I would check. Did you see which way the route went? Martin and I went to the White House. The wheels were so big it was breathtaking. I decided to check the White House from the inside. I looked inside where I couldn't find the girl there. When I came back, I saw the city shaking like a leaf. It was bad I needed to take him with us. I had to go back before he got stiff. Alexander didn't learn to play off. Oh, interesting. What's this here? Interesting. Did you see what she went afterwards? Where you went on the letter? Got a lot of nerve. That's the kind of question you ask me to face. I get it. I'm no beaten down guy here. I would see the dates. He'll see the sense of dates. I sat at the TV with Martin and when I went to the parking lot, I was about to leave, but the road had already been washed out. Okay. Yeah. Oh, interesting. +1. Who doesn't have him? Is there anything specific you want to ask? Do you suspect someone? It's clear as day. It told me I had multiple stab wounds, didn't they? No. I'm a big fan of boxing. Hey, me too. I actually have trained under the Olympic boxing coach of the 80s. In addition to being a black belt in karate, a black belt with a stripe, in fact. And I trained myself in guns and swords and all kinds of weapons combat, as well as hand-to-hand combat. It's fun. It's the best way of working out is through dance and or martial arts, as I see it. You know, they used to pumping like no other thing. Especially the old school fights from back in the day. You know, George Foreman, he did his opponent and watched him fall to the ground like a sack of potatoes. It was nothing like a heavyweight brawl. The guys hitting freight trains, but the lightweights are like machine guns, firing off rapid-fire punches. Target's on the rope, barely standing, and gets still managed to get a dozen more punches for a reverse called it. That's why it's called determination. I know, right? Didn't quite get your head. Put your thinking crap on. They look figured out eventually. It's kind of weird where this box of murder happens. No way. Okay, So the Winds went out. I was in a play called When the Lights Were Out. I was the resident mystery man. I'm trying to remember his name. Tom Groggins. And that was a lot of fun. That was back in high school. And I had a lot of fun doing that. It was like a murder mystery farce kind of a play. Background noise of the working TV was drowned in darkness. A few seconds later, and the silence was abruptly replaced by commotion. Everyone was nervous enough as it was to keep blackout from turning into a panic. So the embers of the fireplace faded, keeping me from losing my bearings. Started the crack of falling furniture. Someone accidentally knocked over a chair. Ladies and gentlemen, please refrain from packing. There's no cause for alarm. I tried to successfully calm us down. They was gathered were already on edge. It took a small match from my anxiety. It was turning no force. Henry came close to me and shouted so hard my ears perked up. I extend my gratitude for your intention. It is possible that the storm may have caused damage to the street cable or a fuse might have been blown. Fortunately, we possess a backup generator located in the basement. It only requires a bit of elbow grease to bring to life and power will be restored. Alright, let's move close to the fireplace for one nice quiet. Do you have any candles here? Cold, a flashlight almost blinded me. Sorry, you. There's a flashlight. Henry? I can shine the light. Turn on that shuffle. I implore you to maintain composure. There's no need to concern yourself. It's my bows and I shall handle the situation accordingly. I wonder if this will turn into a mini game, kind of like in Dread Wait, a game I backed on Kickstarter, helped bring to life. It was a sequel to Cooking Companions, and there was a mini game there that you tried to get the lights back on by fixing the fuse box. I wonder if it'll be something like that. Couldn't see those in the pitch darkness, but I told him the size of proof they were glad to avoid generator with simpletons like me to do it. I had to turn the flashlight on and off several times, and we walked very slowly to the door on the stairs that led to the basement. It was open. Would want to run down to the basement on a quick date. Unless you want privacy, yes, as your partner. Let's proceed with caution, as the stairs are somewhat steep. Please use as well as God. Unfortunately, it is perpetually dark in this area, and I have yet to place the light bulb. Before I reached the bottom step, I could smell the rain and dampness in the air. I took a step forward, He immediately jumped back to the fallen steps. A thin layer of water covered the entire floor. Several documents were floating around the support leg. Henry shone a flashlight across the room. The window appeared to be open, and the water was slowly trickling along the wall inside. Interesting. Oh, jeez. Generator is situated across the room. Simply pull the lever and some inform you of the results. I'm certain it's proud, though perhaps not entirely. Pull the knob and also ascertain whether the light's been restored. Let's just hope the water doesn't get into the generator and electrocute me. Or nothing like that. Sounds easy. I took a step forward and had water squelching under my feet. Great, now where to? The basement is a few centimeters flooded. Probably the result of the storm and the open window. There are a few barrels and crates around, and the food was in the ones below real bad. Generator looked new. I mean, it wasn't stingy, but safe and comfort. Put my hand on the heavy, shiny lever. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was afraid of that would happen. Interesting. Electrocute. Don't mess with the electricity. That's even unlocked. Okay, then. Let me just see here. I want to be recording. Yes, that's going to be the end of this chapter, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you dig what I'm doing, please consider subscribing. I'll stay back very well.